podcast.
Bring your friends.
All right, there we go.
Rush.
We're live.
I'm gonna feel
Live.
like I need to lean back
Why do you want to fucking
because this chair
shit?
just does.
Why are you trying to lean back?
Don't lean back.
Because the chair just does naturally.
I've been listening to a lot of Ludacris then.
Oh, you know me.
Lean back. Wait, is that Ludacris?
I don't think that's
You're
ludicrous.
talking to the wrong guy. Ludicrous.
I can do the wrong guy.
Dude, what is that?
Ludicrous? I don't know.
What's that?
Is it just a regular ink pen
That's an ink pen. That's
It's
also
a
a puncher.
It's a combat.
for like this?
It's a combat.
Like a cigar punch?
No, it's a
No,
combat.
for glass.
Oh,
This
just
is for
okay.
glass.
Yeah.
You want to grab it and you go to like the corner, the top corner of it,
And you'll
then
bust
you
it.
bust it
Gotcha.
down.
Yeah, I have a couple of those.
Those are great to have. Everybody should.
I have this
one.
knife that someone bought me that flips out like a spring loaded, and then on the back end, it's that.
I would not want that. I would, yeah, 100%. I'd be careful with that one. Knives are a tricky
I
thing,
think I'm
man.
just carrying it with me.
Dude, you gotta have something. Shit, with how crazy. shit
Yeah,
is.
Levi carries a mini bat.
That's Did it say the Cubs on it or something? Or just
No, it's even better. So we bought it when we were on the road. No, it gets better. We bought it. So he's always carried those because they're just. Have you ever been hit by one? It sucks.
No, I know. It's like he's like I can't.
But he bought it.
Fucking with him Saturday. He looks like a 1920. Man, see, man.
But he bought it at the Louisville Slugger factory in Louisville. So it's an actual Louisville Slugger, and it was the St. Patrick's Day edition because we were there in March,
Yeah,
and so it says St. Patrick's Day on it, and it's bright green.
Saint Patrick's.
And he didn't even realize he said that. I'm like, dude, that's
Oh,
real. When you're whacking someone
jeez.
with that, that's so sad to be the guy getting hit with that.
That's what I think. That's what the German cops use. Like it's like it's like it hits you 2 times when you
Oh,
get hit.
yeah, that's when don't do that.
Yeah, the
Even
one
the
that the
Louis-
Germans have, because I have a buddy who was named Sean Davis. He was he's been on the podcast. Yeah, he's been on. He was for RG.
Yeah.
The John Davis.
Yeah, Sean. He was he did an interview with us in RG, but he was talking one day about how when he was stationed in Germany and shit like that, or when he'd go there like TDY, he'd just see like the GI just getting whacked with that shit, bro, because they get stupid with
Yeah, no thanks.
the police over there.
Mhm.
So, oh, dude, it's fucking wild.
Have you been to Louisville?
No, never.
It was amazing. It's one of my top favorite places to do shows.
How so?
I think it's just a city more than anything. It's not necessarily that the shows were all that awesome, but like the city's just cool. It's a home of bourbon. So like if you go downtown Louisville, there's just Bourbon Row. You can just go to like all
Oh,
of
really?
these. You can go to where a lot of like the actual distilleries are outside of downtown, like Jim Beam, Maker's Mark, Evan Williams, Old Forester, I think Wild Turkey, maybe not Wild
Then
Turkey.
you forgot something.
Probably.
Layton Flatt, everybody.
Oh,
Since he didn't introduce himself.
Yeah.
That's my bad, dude. We get to talking. And it's,
There you go.
so it's like really, it's like it's all bourbon down there. Like shit.
Turkey bourbon.
How many
It's like
cigar
herb-
shops are there?
Oh, I don't know.
Are there any?
Oh, I'm sure.
There
Yeah.
has to
I
be,
mean,
bro.
it's-
Bourbon and
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure. I've not got enough time to really. I've been 3 times. One time for pleasure, 2 times for comedy. The 3rd time for comedy, I was super in and out. But like it's like there's like bourbon law. You can go learn all about it. You can learn about what makes a bourbon and what make like because that's why like you got bourbon
how,
right
how
here.
many hours?
I think it's less than 7, like just
Yeah,
just under.
I might take Bridget to do that.
It's a blast, man.
Are they
and you
close?
can-
Are they close enough that I don't have to Uber or like?
Depends on what you're doing. If you were trying to go like tour them all, like the actual,
Yeah,
they probably. But if you just wanted to go drink bourbon all day, you could just walk.
Okay,
down.
I want to do both of those.
Then you'd probably 2 separate things. I think.
I don't.
Here's
I
why,
think you
because-
underestimate me.
because you know how like there's like the like Schlafly in St. Louis is a kind of an example. You can go to Schlafly tap rooms, or you can go where they actually like main brew it, and it's 2 different things. So like Evan Williams has this thing downtown Louisville where you can go experience. It's called the Evan Williams
Let me
Experience.
move you a foot over here. Well, a little
Close to
more.
really
That's like
close to
6 inches.
Eric.
There you go.
Um,
Eric, yeah. I
you
need
do the
move
Evan
over
Williams
here.
Experience, which is where you
Right
go
there.
through and you learn all about how
There
Evan
we go.
Williams started. But actually, right there, they only barrel one barrel a
You
year.
think we could
or a
get?
month or
You think we could drink and do all the fucking?
Well, here's how much I did. So like I did a little bar, and the guy that owns it loved having us. So he actually brought us back because that's why we went the second time. He brought us back, and
Mhm.
me and Levi headlined the second time. And he had a book of 60 different bourbons at that bar.
Holy shit.
And I was like, well, I have to have at least a little bit because I'm not gonna, if you for
60
reference.
different.
I think so.
What did you pick?
Well, I let him pick. So he was like, because I wanted Buffalo Trace, and he made fun of me. I like Buffalo Trace. Just for the reference, I'm not like a drinker, but I like to sip bourbon when I. And so he goes, Buffalo Traces. Ha, 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 ha. He goes, I'll get you a. So he brought us, it was like $60 or $70 a shot, and he gave it to us for free.
Bro, that better come
Was it
with a
Glen
stripper or
McKenna?
something.
That doesn't sound right.
Glen McKenna is pretty expensive.
What's some of the nicer, like it would have been Kentucky. It would have been like a bourbon.
That's kind of, it's hard to narrow down.
It is,
Kentucky
it is.
straight bourbon.
God.
There's quite a few up there.
Glenlivet is the How I Met Your Mother stuff. Hold on.
Yeah, I think.
I think that's a fake one. No, they call it
That's
Glen
a fake
McKenna.
one.
Glen McKenna's the
Glen
fake one.
McKenna is
That's the fake one from the show, I think.
No,
This is
it's
the most
Glenlivet.
riveting conversation I've ever had.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
You're
Wait a
looking up
minute.
behind me.
Yeah, we're looking.
I can't remember. It's really not important. It was just, but so anyway, he gave us like each a 60.
Glenfiddich.
That's not it. That's not the one.
Oh,
I did,
that's a Scotch. That's a malt Scotch whiskey. That is not a bourbon.
There's some dude's name for
Henry
sure.
McKenna.
Henry McKenna.
That's not it.
That is a bourbon.
We're gonna figure this shit out. This is a mystery now, god damn it.
So like that one, Woodford Reserve. I tried that one.
They have this one at Just for Him.
Oh, gotcha. Woodford
Yeah.
Reserve.
They have that one at Just for Him too, yeah.
Buffalo Trace. I don't know where Buffalo Trace is, man. I haven't got to go there. Hold on. There's like a bunch down there. God, there's so many.
Yeah, there's Heaven Hill.
Stag.
What was the dude's name? That's all.
There's
I
Stag.
could have told you 6 months ago what it
Russell,
was. George Dickel is Tennessee whiskey. That's not.
Drickle. Yeah.
That's not Kentucky.
Listen,
Old
I typed in
Forester.
fucking Google bourbon, best bourbon. Y'all are fucking on my dick.
Knob Creek.
I am.
Jesus
But this is
Christ.
like there's so many. There is so many.
Jesus, I didn't know that.
1792.
Because
We need to have
my
somebody-
dad's favorite.
Yeah, we need to have like a Scotch expert or something.
One of these.
Bro, what the fuck? Look at this one, $17,000.
Ooh.
A Pappy Van Winkle Family Reserve.
23
That's
years
what it was.
old.
I think that's what it was. I think it was Pappy Van Winkle. It wasn't that. It wasn't $14,000. It wasn't that one.
This one's 17,000.
Yeah, not that one.
Yeah.
That's just
Mine
a
was-
tax deduction. Like
Dude, at that point, they don't taste that great. Like it's still just. Oh, I didn't try that one. I'm just talking. As you get more expensive, they still taste like bourbon. Like I know it can refined
I don't
palate or
know.
whatever. Levi gave me his because he didn't want to offend the guy who ran the place. So he waited for him to leave and went, "I'm not drinking this."
No, but you could like Four Roses. I don't know if they're only in Kentucky or not, but it's hard to narrow
If
down.
it's bourbon, it technically I think has to be made in Kentucky. I think I could be wrong.
No,
but
they
I
got
think
Tennessee. They got Tennessee bourbon.
Tennessee. So like Jack Daniels is Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah,
And-
but it's
and
technically.
I think that they're what makes it one thing or the other is if it follows bourbon law. Look up bourbon law.
bourbon law. Okay.
I want you to say Jamie next time you say that to me. God damn it.
JMO, give it a goog,
Jamie.
Rico. Give it
Jamie,
a goog,
Jamie,
Rico.
Jamie, look up bourbon law.
There it is.
Joe Rogan has sent you a cease and desist.
Yeah, that's actually Mark Norman. I mean, Mark Norman's thing.
Jesus
No higher than
Christ.
160 proof, and you put in the barrel age and no higher than 125 proof.
Did it work? I thought it had to be made.
This sounds like something that I need an expert to fucking explain to me. This is too
We're
much.
getting off into the weeds here on the.
Oh, we can get a bourbon guy. We can get a bourbon guy. I know a few bourbon guys in town that
Of
are
all the things I sip, it's the best. Scotch sucks. Yeah, Japanese
Scotch
one.
what? You are
I don't like
trying to
Scotch.
get fucking stabbed today.
I don't like
sir.
Scotch. The Japanese one that you drank's pretty good.
Oh,
That's sake, actually.
no.
No,
He
that
doesn't do
sucks.
sake.
Sake sucks.
This motherfucker, he's just fucking.
It does. You're like, hey, you're supposed to drink it warm. No, you're not.
No, you're
No,
supposed to
not.
drink it cold. You drink it cold and you hold your breath and you drink it, exhale, and that's how it smooths out. It's not for everybody, dude. It's not.
Was that the
Scotch?
whiskey you got last time? I thought you had the sake.
No, it's
They're in
the
a square bottle.
God.
They sell it at Sam's. Does that make you feel fancy?
Oh, I thought you bought it at Brown Derby.
Yeah, but you can buy it at Sam's.
Oh,
Sam's has a pretty wide range of stuff.
There it is. Centauri whiskey.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, okay.
I love that.
Yeah, the whiskey,
I love
not
it.
the
I love it on the rocks though. It has to be. I had this bottle at one point. This one right here, the Hibiki Japanese Harmony one.
I want to get the one that looks like a samurai just
I've
'cause it
never
looks
seen
like
that
a
one.
samurai.
That is a pretty wild.
I've never seen that one. Never seen it.
I've never seen it either.
I've seen this one at Just for Him. I've seen this one because this one's there. They have 2 bottles of this somewhere.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which for the people that don't know, we say Just for Him too much. Like it's a awesome cigar shop in Springfield, Missouri. So I feel like I'll say that, and then people are like, "What
They
the
make
fuck
fun
is
of
this?"
me.
Yeah.
Like Just for Him types in, and it's like a porn movie, and they're like,
They
"That's
don't-
fucking
no.
Rico."
They don't like me just for him because I refuse to buy the expensive stuff. So I'm not.
That's
there.
not true.
No, it's your hat. That's what it is.
Ah,
It's just your hat. It's just your hat.
none of the sliders work right.
I gave you a pack, a box.
Yeah, no, but I was trying not to just burn through these matches.
Oh shit!
so
It's just
that was-
working. You fucked
It
up my
works.
lighter.
Yeah, well, mine's not working either. Mine's brand new. Levi's laughing right now because he has this whole thing where he tells me to buy a fancy one so it'll actually work more than 3 times.
No, dude, the some of the best lighters. I mean, I have some torches, but yeah, these are torches. My bad. Some of the best torches, dude, are like those cigar ones, those gas station ones
Yeah.
that are like
They just don't
less than
last.
$15, bro. Like
They just every time I buy one, it ends up falling apart. I have one that literally fell apart. I
Gotta-
got away.
I got
Damn,
one.
that sucks.
I got one for free one time, and I was like, man, look at this. This is so dumb, dude. That shit lasted me 9 months.
Nice.
Damn, like this thing is fire. Like what is in this thing? Is this Craftsman?
Sorry, love. The cities. Well, what's wild about the way we travel is I only get to go into cities and out of cities. I don't know. Like Louisville's one of the few times where like the only time that lines up if I have like a show and then I have to drive just a little bit the next day, then I have time to explore that one city. That's how I got to do Louisville.
Oh, okay.
Most of the time I'm boom, 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 boom. So I never people are like, what about this one? I was like, I don't know, the skyline.
So
looks
you're just
cool.
like a goddamn Navy SEAL in and out.
I'm almost to 80 cities and I think I'm at 20 different states. And like, it's because, most of them I don't get to do crap in them. What do you want to do?
You hitting up New York?
I haven't got to go to New York. And here's why, because the money doesn't match the time off work quite yet. I need to just do it. Like I know let him take the sacrifice. I know. I just haven't got to yet. I would love, love, love to.
I'm waiting.
I haven't even made it to Austin yet.
Oh,
It's what I have gone to and here's the reason why.
How have you not made it to Austin?
Here's why. Because first off, it's hard to kind of book stuff in Austin comparatively to other cities because Austin is so much going on.
Yeah.
Like-
Like now Rogan's stuff's open. He just picked his
Yeah.
doorman.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So if I go down, that'll probably be more of I would assume a little bit more of some maybe big showcases or open mics. I don't have a lot of pool or anything. But ultimately I want to try to do Kill Tony. That's a Monday. I'd love to see Rogan. That's a Tuesday.
I love how you guys love Kill Tony and Danny
don't.
just shits on it.
He doesn't like a lot, does he?
Danny Danny has his own style, man. He
I can
knows what he
see
likes.
why you wouldn't like Kill Tony because I love and hate it too. Because ultimately, Kill
I
Tony
think it's
because
great.
it's cool if you can be one of the guys that gets in, right?
I
'Cause-
like watching it. Like I think
Sure.
it's great. Like I
So
never
I
thought
don't-
of doing
Well,
it.
John was on there. He went down.
Oh yeah,
there.
John Horner was in
He
it.
was there twice, but like you know what I mean. Like he
Yeah.
didn't. Well, okay. You have to first off get on quite a few times and have them fall in love
You
with you
gotta
for your
kill.
comedy.
Yeah, you gotta
you-
kill.
I think like they have a lot of chaos on there. Now they have here's the reality of John Kill Tony. How many regulars do they have? 4 or 5?
I don't know.
4 or 5 out of the 10 years they've been doing it, and then they have golden ticket winners. So not very many people get to be one of the dudes.
Well, they're probably looking for a certain personality, man.
Yeah,
That's
or
part
race.
of that. Or race too. I mean, yeah, it could be.
No,
Hey, bro, diversity hire. I know what that is, bro.
I
I'm
think-
brown.
the main reason that comics don't like it is because you have to stand in the corral for 2 hours or whatever it is.
So I get to watch
you s-
comedy. Like, fuck.
Kind of. I don't know how well you can see, and you're not allowed to have your phone. So you're standing like this with a bunch of other people the entire time without your phone, and then you may or may not get called. That's I think why. Like I've heard multiple comics say that it's
No,
it's-
I've heard that complaint. No, everybody,
that's
everybody I've talked
thing.
to, I've heard that complaint. But the thing is,
But if you
like,
get up, it can make your career.
well, no,
so-
it's not even that. It's like I get to listen to fucking good shit for 2 hours. That's how I look at it. Yeah, but still,
Well,
dude,
there's
they're gonna
guys-
kill. Tony's gonna make fun of them.
Oh,
Like, you know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
sure,
Like you're
sure.
gonna hear some.
Yeah.
And I think there's always like a 10 minutes where they like talk or something like that.
Yeah.
I've been told, or there's like half an hour before they actually do the mic and stuff. because they're getting names and
Right.
they got people. Yeah, because it's a process. Like they have
Sure.
people like, hey, you got to take a name.
Well, and
But
what makes
comedy
it
stores the same way out California. If you
Yeah,
go
and
out
they
there,
only-
you're gonna have to
they
wait
on-
in line
yeah.
for 2 hours just to maybe.
No, 6, because you have to get there 2 hours. I think if you want to get on the list, and I think they have like specific people. Actually, I don't want to know because I'll ask Ian because I know it's like specific people, and like then they have an open mic that's just like certain people get on because you do
and
like
that's
15
probably
minutes.
not going to amount to much unless the right, you know what I mean? Like unless just the right person sees you and falls in love. Kill Tony, you might get on TV in front of 400,000 plus people.
Man,
Well,
but
that's true.
it's part of the game though. Fortunately,
It is, but if you're not living in LA to do the open mic one time, what's you know what I mean?
Bro,
It's
I
really cool, right?
I
I'm
would
not saying I'm
fucking-
not gonna, I wouldn't want to do it. I'm just saying
Yeah.
the actual like, there's a lot of things in comedy you get that don't amount to nothing.
yeah, but you get to like here's the
Other
thing
than
is
experience.
you get to travel though and you network a lot.
That's
It's the same reason why everybody has a podcast. It's the
Right.
network.
sure.
Like and it's not FCC regulated. So it's like, what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Not yet, at least.
Not yet.
So that's the thing is like that's why everybody has a fucking podcast. But if you look
Right.
at the statistics of people who do podcasts, bro, not a lot of people make it past 10 episodes. Even
hard.
less people make it past a year.
Yeah.
So
no,
it's
for
like
sure.
it's the same with comedy. It's like you got to look at it sometimes. Like this is how I look at it. My bad. This is how I look at it. Is like I get to network, even though I hate going out because he makes me like just go out and talk to people and shit. But it's like at the same time, it's like I don't know. I just want to travel. Like I wish I was traveling. I like
It's awesome.
I like
I like to
seeing new
travel.
places.
It's
And that
amazing.
bourbon place, I gotta get the
Louisville,
address
it's
later from you.
amazing.
Yeah, I gotta get because I want to go there. If it's
I
if
want to
it's
get one of
listed-
those bats.
That's
That's in the heart of all that.
No,
They
why?
make the Louisville. You
Why?
can get them
The
for
Louisville
every.
Slugger.
Don't encourage
It's
it.
the Louisville Slugger.
Don't fucking
Don't
encourage
break my
it.
dreams.
Hey, to be fair, if you take the tour of the bat place, you get a free one. I have one.
Oh, sweet. See? You
If
don't
you-
even
you
spend
pay-
any
you-
money.
You pay. Well, you do. You have to pay for the tour. But if you pay
Yeah,
for
but
the
if you get
tour,
a free bet at the end, shit.
you get to see. It's not that interesting, but like you can buy a bat with any team you want from the MLB, right? Major League Baseball.
Oh,
So
I'll take
any
Bridget
team-
there. Yeah.
But
Bridget
that's
will.
in it. Like if you start there, there's a giant famous bat, like a huge, like whatever Louisville outside, and then you just walk down that road. It's every kind of bourbon
that you
could
can
have.
imagine.
Pretty much, not all of them. You know what I mean? But like
You can
enough
get
to
fucked
fill
up
it.
on bourbon pretty fast though.
And they start at like 10 a.m.
Oh my man.
They're professional. They're professional.
I'm not out there trying to
10
get
a.m.,
it.
That's
I'm not out there trying to get there, but I also want to go party a little bit. Like,
There's some amazing views. There's the Galt Hotel.
Yeah,
You can
what's
look
a
out
bourbon
over-
with my eggs? Yeah.
holy fuck,
What?
that's a spider.
It is a spider.
Oh well, we are in a garage. That's usually where they
This
live.
is a
Where is
studio.
the- this is- Don't kill it because
This
this
literally-
oh, it looks pissed off.
By
Look
the
at
way,
that.
we're talking about this, and this match.
God
really-
damn.
He
I'm
is
telling,
good.
I'm
He is
telling
good.
Kaylin. I'm telling Kaylin.
This literally says Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey larceny
Lars.
on these.
Larceny.
Oh
I
god.
don't know where I got those at, but they
I
work
gotta
really
go there,
well.
man.
I like
That looks cool.
Yeah, it's great. That one's one of my favorite. Honestly, there's a lot of tiny towns that I've absolutely just fallen in love with. Fargo and Sioux Falls are two of my new favorite cities. That's where we just came from.
Canada.
Fargo, North Dakota, almost Canada.
Fargo, isn't that where they put the guy in the wood chipper?
Yes, and
That's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you can go see that wood chipper. I didn't have time to. do
No,
that.
I'm no.
You've never seen the movie Fargo?
Yes, I have. That's why I don't
That's
want
where we
to see
went.
that.
By the way,
Like,
terrible place to live. Beautiful, terrible to live.
why? What's so terrible about it?
They have a wood
Because-
chipper there for why? They have a-
William H. Macy lives there, right? You don't want to go there. No, it's the word. I mean, like, so it was like 70 degrees here when I got home yesterday. In Fargo, it was like 30, and the snow was like, I don't know, the snowbanks were like 10 feet high. Like there was people's bikes that were just trapped in these snowbanks. Like we literally saw a dude's bike. It was like, you're not getting that out for a few days. It's not cold enough. It's not warm
Ugh.
enough to get it out. But
I
the
had
shows
that
are
issue in
awesome.
Boston when I lived in
Damn.
Boston. It's only like 8 feet of snow, and I opened my door and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Dude, Sioux Falls was wild because they had a bunch of snow too, but they cleared the roads by the time it was like if perfectly clear roads, just snow everywhere else.
Mm.
But we had this huge crowd in Sioux Falls, and I ended up doing like an hour in the me and Levi split the headline spot. So but I went last that night. And he went short. He had kind of a weird night. He did fine. But then I ended up doing like an hour because I mixed it with like I had so much fun doing crowd work. I was getting invited to people's homes. People were trying to prove I was married because they were trying to take me to their house. This literally a lady was like, let me see a picture of her.
Let me see a picture of her.
And
That's-
dude, everyone in Sioux Falls has a hot tub. They were inviting us to their hot tubs.
everybody in Sioux Falls has a hot
I
tub.
literally found out throughout just doing this crowd work. I'm like, so like you have a what? And then I have a hot tub. And the next person was like, do you have a hot tub? And they're like, yes, I have a hot tub. And they're like, the one guy was like, I built a section of my house for my hot tub. I was like, I love it here. it's a
Now I
wild-
want a hot tub, damn it.
Yeah.
right?
How did you afford that? I was just selling kids.
No. So expensive.
Is it like the
Have
real
you ever
estate?
looked at a hot tub? No,
Yeah.
not living there, just a hot tub. Thought I looked at real estate. I don't know. I don't know anything about real
I
estate.
want a hot tub.
Oh, that looks like a pretty nice fucking house.
Yeah.
Nobody else does that. I'm the weird one. All right then.
Dude, the best room by far, well, it's that freaking corner pocket room on a hot night. It's still one of the best rooms. And now, that the old blue room started that. We
Yeah.
didn't invent that, but like whenever we got the chance to put comedy back in that room, it's still one of the hottest rooms I've ever done.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've seen some pictures sometimes. It's like pretty packed.
Well, we just found out I think we got an extension to keep doing showcases there. So
Oh,
you
sweet.
boys need to finally figure one out.
All right.
I have not booked them because we weren't sure exactly what we were doing with that room. And then I got a thing today they're interested in doing more. So
Like showcases. I'm
it shows where I get to
shows,
pick,
yeah.
pick a few people to come
I'm
out.
thinking about doing an
Okay.
open mic on Wednesdays. I
Yeah,
have a
you
few
said that for like a
places.
year and a half.
The problem is when I said that, it was an idea that I had, and then it's taken me a year to pretty much find 3 businesses that they're like, yeah, we'd be interested. So it's hard, man. Like one of the
this city
spots.
sucks for finding
Huh?
this city sucks for stuff like that. It just does.
No, it doesn't suck, man. The problem is that people don't know, dude, because whenever I go to like the 1 million cups and you get like different people in there, they're like, oh, there's comedy in this town. I'm like, yeah, there's comedy in this town. Go to Corner Pocket, go to the
Mhm.
Blue Room, go do
Yeah.
this. And they're like, oh, I didn't know that. They don't advertise it. I'm like, no, it's just I mean, yeah, that's part of it, but like,
the Blue Room's gotten better because what was happening with their Thursday, which I found it's so weird. They got rid of their Thursday and they went to Sundays, and they've been very consistent about their Sundays. Their Thursdays were wildly inconsistent there for a while. It was like maybe they're at 7, maybe they're at 9, maybe the door's locked when you show up. So they've made it
Yeah,
very
that happened to me a
consistent.
couple of times. I'd
Yeah.
show up and the door was like,
It happened to people traveling because they would
Yeah.
show up at Corner Pocket and go, I guess we're doing this. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what happened to you. Sorry. So what we are like they've gotten pretty good about being consistent on Sundays for the most part. And then ours is, I don't think we've missed a Thursday in over a year since we started that mic. We've been there on Thanksgiving Day. We've been there in like snowstorms. I mean, not that super amounts to a lot in this city, but like we've been boom, boom, boom. Sometimes
every
it's-
Thursday.
all you need is 100 people, man. There's 189,000 people in this town. All you need is 100 people 3 times a week. That's
good
it.
luck.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's hard. It's hard,
It
but
is a
it's
lot. It is a lot, but that room is you get 15 people in that room, and we force them to sit up front. We designed that room to where you can't sit anywhere but where I want you.
there's been 5
sit
people
ourselves.
there's been 5 people, and I've had
It's just fun. There's a reason it was a successful club, for beforehand. Granted, they put 2 giant pool tables in there now. That doesn't help. You ain't bringing anybody famous in there now. The 2 giant
not
pool
unless they
tables.
love pool.
One of my favorite quotes was back in the day. I think it was Todd Berry was at the old back when it was the Blue Room, and he said, "Man, I bet Jim Gaffigan does bigger pool holes."
Jesus Christ. Gilbert Godfrey went there though.
Gilbert Godfrey.
Yeah,
It
Gilbert
was like
Godfrey.
the first show I ever saw like
Well,
live was Gilbert Godfrey.
I think what kind of
Wait,
worked.
Chris Castan down there too.
Yeah,
I don't know that.
that's not a good thing.
Why not?
Oh, dude, he's wild. I've never even seen him. I have
It
wild.
was Saturday Night Live, and he just told a bunch of stories about Saturday Night Live behind the
Yeah.
scenes and stuff, and I thought it was pretty cool. So
You
It
saw
wasn't-
the
it-
crap when he
I didn't
what?
actually hang out with Chris Castan.
What
I
is
just
it?
seen him.
The
It's Saturday Night Live. He was on Saturday Night Live.
yeah.
Yeah, he's from Night at the Roxbury.
Okay, I know what okay, now I know what we're talking about. Okay. That's what it is. I don't think a lot of people would want to work at SNL. I don't
It
know.
has nothing to do with that. I think he just got weird.
Bro, everybody gets weird. Look at everybody in show business.
Right. Well,
There's very
He was
few,
in New York.
yeah, there's very few celebrities that I know that like don't have like aren't like every day like, oh, I need to calm down. Just give me a box wine and a Xanax. It's like very few of them that I've met because it's like
Most
so
of them
much
went
stress.
Adderall.
Most no, those are the kids that play video games.
Oh,
Most of them are. Well,
most of them.
some of them have popped up. Think you
What-
could play Call of Duty for 10 hours without an Adderall, bro? They need to make a commercial for that.
So where are you doing comedy, Eric? Where do you do? You live out in the boonies still,
Yes,
correct?
I do live out. in
So
the
where
boonies.
are you doing now?
Well, they put some. There's a pasture behind my house. They put some
my
cows out there, so
It's nice. He buries bodies out
Standing-
there.
standing room only out there.
He has a room that is
Standing room
15
only,
by
yeah.
15, 20 feet tall. That's completely in ceramic. It's a little weird and it smells kind of meaty, but it's pretty nice.
What are we? What? I remember the first time I googled your address, I was like, I think he lives in a shack.
Bro, that's not the craziest shit that happened. The craziest shit that happened was one night we were coming from fucking St. Louis. We fucking murdered. Like we did really
Oh,
well.
yeah.
The night, yeah. The same
A lot
night,
of people.
the same night that after we did the show, we get told, hey, do you guys want to go to a mic? It's on this address. And it was like this bar. And we get there and we're the whitest people there.
In St. Louis? No.
And then across the street, there was a dude that he wanted to walk up to another dude like this, and then just put his hands back in his coat. And I was like, I'm going to get fucking mugged. And we did.
No. Wait a
super
minute.
well.
Hang on. Before when we got there, as soon as we pulled up in the parking lot, Richard, as soon as he puts it in park, is like, we should leave. It's like, no, we just got here. Get out of the vehicle. And of course, then we seen the drug deal. It's like, okay, but they have chicken and waffles inside. So we went in.
We get there. Yeah, but dude, 37 people.
Oh,
37 people in there.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah, there was 45 before. Mysteriously, 8 disappeared.
2 were across the street, good sir.
Yes.
So they were just trying to get motivated. So then there's all these people going up and they're just fucking bombing. And I'm like, we're gonna get murdered.
Yeah.
And fucking the guy points at us, and we were the last 2, me and Eric. And he goes, we got some white guys coming up. And I like look to my left, look to my right, and I lean to Eric. I go, he doesn't know. He's like, and then this white guy, Richard Aviles. And I walk up, and all I said was like, I love when people confuse a Puerto Rican for a white person. And then everybody goes, oh shit. And I was like, yeah, we come in this shade of white too, motherfucker.
Yeah, man.
And they fucking started laughing their asses off.
Ricardo Aviles.
Yeah. And he fucking, I was like, so we get back, we do super well. We come back and we're at the intersection where we turn to go to Eric's house.
Oh, the 4-way, yeah.
There's a fucking truck parked, and there's a guy that you can see he's going like this. He's just going like this. And he stopped there. Like he's just fucking stopped. And we're coming back, drop off Eric. And I go, oh man, I'm gonna pull over and say hi. And as I'm coming here, I see, and the guy has blood on had something red on his face, and just looks at us. And I hear my
Go.
We take off, and then like 2 minutes later, we hear fucking sirens and ambulances and shit. And I'm like, I'm 100% sure I probably just saw a murder or something. Or maybe they were filming a movie, but maybe it was a joke.
Yeah, he was filming a movie. He was all by himself, and there was no camera, but he was filming a movie.
He didn't look like Jason Bateman, but it could have been Ozark.
Yeah, we had a special episode of Tunis. You ever seen the Tunis show? It's not on Netflix, but it's on like, I don't know, one of them sites.
Peacock.
Dude, but that's
Some weird stuff on Peacock. It's just a live stream of Eric's house. They're really stretched.
Eric just wakes up, he's just scratching his balls, and he's like,
Hey, I get residuals for that.
you get residuals. Bro, hey, you might as well open up on OnlyFans. It's just you waking up, walking outside in your boxers on a robe, just scratching your balls, smoking a cigarette, taking a sip of coffee, and going back inside.
That's adorable. You think I wear boxers?
OnlyFans.
Gotta let him breathe, baby.
You gotta let him breathe, bro.
I gotta be free. I gotta be.
You have like fucking, there's no one around you. There's 17 people in that entire fucking town. Like,
We did
It's
that
crowded because we only have 10 houses.
we went to Atlanta. We were the only white people in the, except for we knew that was
what? When did
Oh,
we
yeah.
go to
When we
Atlanta?
when we did Atlanta, like
Yeah,
2
we
years
did
ago.
Atlanta.
It was me, Levi, and Eric, and we were the.
I was with my wife. Yeah.
Someone
Okay.
tried to sell Eric. What was it? I think it was like Tylenol liquid gels in the parking lot
Yeah.
before the show. I didn't see him. He was 2 steps behind me, and I somehow didn't see the guy. And I guess he had a whole box he had clearly just stolen from the. It was a Family Dollar right there. Eric, I was like, Eric, you didn't buy him. That guy's like needing money, and you didn't buy his liquid gels.
They could have had fentanyl. I don't know.
They could have. That's a really good
Fentanyl
fucking
liquid
point.
gels. No, that was a wild night. We
It
got to the
was.
Waffle House beforehand to get coffee. We
Oh
walked
my
in.
God. It was the only Waffle House that didn't serve food.
What? Hold on. What? You went there sober? You went to the Waffle House sober? That's
So first
mistake
off,
number
That's where
one.
Waffle House is from, is Atlanta. And,
We
They're
just kind of
super-
rolled in because we couldn't even find the venue at first. And we pulled in this parking lot and it said the Happy Grocer. And I'm not sure if that is true because
there's a cop buying liquor in there.
well, that and it had all the bars on the windows.
You leave that cop alone, bro. That liquor's the only thing holding that man's life together.
So we pulled in the Waffle House though, because we were looking for the venue.
Well, anyway, want a coffee.
And I wanted coffee.
Of course you fucking
They
did.
have fire coffee at Waffle House.
So we went in there and as soon as we walked in, we're not serving food.
It was like peak COVID, where they were like apparently sanitizing it, and they're like, we don't serve food while we're sanitizing it.
Oh my god.
For some reason, we still went, how about coffee? As if like you should just leave. Like you're not supposed to be like, all right, but how about something? Like the guy did not. Like we were the only white people at like this whole
We did
side
get
of town.
coffee though.
You did.
He did give us coffee, and then about 40 people. We watched 40 different people show up. Somebody would go to the back, somebody would come out, somebody would go to the store, somebody would come in, somebody would go to the back.
They had a lot of coffee. There was a lot of coffee.
They're just listen, homeless people need coffee, Layton. How dare
Dude,
you?
one guy walked out, looked at Levi. Levi went, I think it's time to go. And then we left. He was like, that's what that meant. He was
Yeah.
like, we are no longer supposed to be in this parking
Yeah.
lot.
And finally, they noticed the white people in the car.
The three
Oh,
white guys in the
Three
car.
white guys in the car.
Probably-
Ah.
One of my top 10 like favorite moments is at the bar. It was a cigar bar.
Oh yeah,
And by the way, black guys don't smoke cigars. Like there was nobody. It was all
fucking new.
it was all weed and hookah. That's what was happening.
Jesus.
Nobody
fuck.
was smoking cigars.
Well, they
Look
had
at
black
what
and
you write,
mild
though.
Had a good humidor, but like
Yeah,
no,
they had
so
good
but
humidor.
there's a guy, you know who TD Jakes is? He's an old televangelist kind of guy. He has a big black guy, big beard that's like gray. Anyways, if you know who he is, he's a distinct look. That's what the door guy looked like.
Jesus.
He was in a suit.
Layton. Jesus.
And I go, man, what are you doing? You having a good night? He was running the door. And he goes, I said, he runs a metal detector over everybody that comes into the show, like a wand.
Mhm.
And then I go, bro, what are you expecting? And he opens his jacket and he has a Glock. And he goes,
Not a
nothing.
fucking thing. Not a fucking thing.
Not
bro.
a fucking thing.
Well, and then so they did it. It was half comedy, half hip hop. And so
Oh,
like,
God! You remember the song they sang?
yes, exactly. So a lady came up and her song was all about anti-police, Black Lives Matter. And she's just staring like hands up, don't shoot, just staring.
All of us at the same thing.
Please. And Levi's like, I won't shoot you. I also don't like cops. Eric looks like a cop. The whole place was like,
Bro, that's what cracks me up. That's happened to us a lot. They think he's a cop, and then they look at me and they're like, look at this white boy.
one of the guys on stage said, he goes, I walked in, I was like, oh God, what's my parole officers here? What's Dave doing at the show?
It was my fault. I wore all black. So
That was a wild. So we did Jonesboro. Atlanta was a last minute add on that. That's why we ended up in that kind of wild thing.
well, the Florida one.
We were supposed to be in Florida,
Yeah, the Florida.
and the venue just fell apart. And they were like, sorry about you. So we ended up in Atlanta, and then we did Nashville coming home. And it was 3 days, 3 shows.
Yeah,
First 2 where I did.
The worst one was, what was that burger place? We went through there, and as soon as I got the fries, the
Crystal.
the worst freaking food you could ever.
Why? What happened?
Well, it's like a knockoff of White Castle, I guess. I
So
don't
that was
know.
your first fucking mistake. Okay.
It's huge in that area.
It,
and
it
there was
doesn't
all-
mean it's good.
It's not good. You are
It's not
correct.
good. You're right. It's not correct. I don't know why all those people were there, but it's not good.
I'm gonna make a correction. There was nobody else there on that one but us. I mean, that was part of the problem. It was in the parking lot of our hotel, and I was like, "We got to try this. We've never seen this." I'm fat. I always finish my food. I threw half my food away. He got chili fries, and I'm like, "Don't eat that. That's not food." And then like Levi had it's like slide. You know what a White Castle looks like?
Mhm.
It's the same thing. Levi takes his bun off, and the bun is the same color as the meat. It's like if you painted something and you're like, "Oh, it's still wet." like the paint rubbed off. And Levi went, that's not food. We all got sick.
We all got sick.
Yeah. He disappeared to the bathroom for like an hour at one point.
Those chili fries are not. He's right. Shouldn't eat those.
Yeah, not food. It's just not food.
It was not food.
That's why you gotta be careful, man. Shit. That's a lot of stuff that I tell interpreters too. A lot of shit that you guys do in comedy is the same shit that interpreters do.
Eat shitty food.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Is like, well, think about it. How many times do I have to like go out? You know, not in the past while, but how many times it's like, oh, you got to go out, you got to go here. It's like you show up, you haven't eaten, you got to sit on a fucking deposition for 6 hours. Same with comedy. You show up, you drive 8 hours, you do a 10-minute fucking set, you do 2 shows. Like, it's fucking crazy the amount of preparation. And then drive another 8 hours. But it's fun though, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the worst I've done is we did Denver. And so we drove and did Topeka, which is another all black room, the Topeka Elks Lodge. And the guy that was like the host, like there's a guy that sets it up, and then there was like I don't know, it's a guy anyway. So there was a local, like a Kansas City comic helping us set it up, and he calls me and he goes, "Hey, it's pouring down rain. It's an older crowd. They're not going to show up. We're going to cancel the show." And I'm like, "You cancel shows for rain?" I was like, "Are you sure?" And he was like, "Yeah, bro, it's just old people. It's cold and rainy." And I was like, "The show's indoors, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, well, we're already on the road, and I'm going to Denver tomorrow, so I'm gonna go ahead and just pop in and see what they say." He goes, "All right, more power to you." I walk in, the venue goes, "Hey, you guys ready?" I was like, "Well, I was told it might be canceled." And they go, "Who said that?" And the bartender and the bar manager both go, "I have no what you're talking about." We ended up making like we covered our whole hotel and everything. Like that's how much money we made. We made enough to pay for hotel and gas.
Jesus. Oh, nice.
And almost got canceled. So then we did that. And then we drove 3 hours, slept, got up, drove 2 hours to a hotel I booked off Expedia. And we showed up, and there was 2 cars in the parking lot, 200 rooms, a literal tumbleweed went by. And at the front door, it was just a lawnmower and a 4-wheeler parked.
Jesus Christ, bro.
And Levi panicked left. He was like, "Well, we can't stay here. This is a real place." It's like, there's no way we're staying here. Well, I called the guy and he was like, "Well, buddy, if you want to check in, I'll come down from the room. You just got to let me know, because I'm the only one that works 24/7. I'm like, "Oh, that's." I go, "Well, we're going to cancel it." So I call Expedia and they're like, "Well, it's an Indian lady." She's like, "We're going to cancel it, but I have to call him first to have him approve it. Okay, I'll call you back." 30 minutes later, she goes, "That guy's very weird. But he told me he give you your money back." And then I got my money back. That's probably going to get me in trouble for doing that voice.
I had that issue
That's right.
with an app that I utilize, and they move it, and then finally I got one person that I told them straight up, I was like, "Listen, I'm not understanding you." And they're like, "Oh, but easy." And they like, "This number," and I called, and it was the American line. I was like, "Oh, okay." And they do that because that's how they save money. If all the numbers are routed over there, they save a ton of money on
Yeah.
it. That's all it is.
Yeah. See,
Well, I got off. Go ahead.
I was up in Denver, and I was going to do the show up there, and I got up there, and the power went out, and then it started snowing. So the show was canceled, obviously, because the power was out, and then it
Nice.
started snowing.
What about
And so did I.
do the show with no sound?
Yeah, and no lights either. So
Oh God, no.
You don't need it, man.
yeah, don't need
Oh,
sound,
God,
lights.
no.
Nobody
Remember that
needs
show
to
we
see
did
it.
in Kansas City where they wouldn't even let us hold a microphone?
Oh yeah,
Why?
that
Because
was
COVID. They would not even let us hold like our own microphone.
yeah. It was weird.
Well, I got off in the weeds. My point was we drove 4 hours to Topeka, 3 hours to sleep, 3 or 4 hours to Denver, another few hours back to sleep, and then got up and drove another 9 hours. And I ended up being like sick. I threw up at one point. You got to eat good when you're doing that, and I just don't. So just a recommendation: if you're gonna drive like 40 hours or whatever the hell it was in a weekend,
Bring snacks.
eat healthy. Don't eat
Eat
Jack in the
healthy.
Box and Bang energy drinks.
No.
You will throw.
No.
And also, they fed me cottage cheese bread when I got to Denver.
Cottage cheese bread.
Yeah, it's really, really good, but it will make you throw up. That's my official review of cottage cheese bread.
Cottage cheese bread.
I don't think I want anything that makes me throw up.
Yeah, I'm not, no.
If it tastes good going down, sometimes it's just worth it.
No, it does not taste good coming back up, no matter what. No,
Said every heroin addict.
No.
Heroin? That heroin made my stomach upset. I better go throw up.
But by God, it was good. It
was-
was fucking good.
It was good.
It's funny the things that we tell ourselves when it's like, I just really want to do this, and it's like, How many times am I gonna get fucked in the ass before I go? I don't think so.
It's worth it. It's so much fun. Levi bought a brand new car. We put like 20 or some thousand miles on it in like 6 months.
Jesus.
Something crazy like that. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, it's so much fun. And
Well, I hope it's a bigger car than what we had last time.
yeah, he bought a nice Ford Ford Fusion. It's got all the little bells and whistles and all that. I've taken
Yeah.
so many naps on it.
Because we
It's
were in a
great.
little Cooper or
Yeah.
something. I don't know
No,
what
it
the hell
was a Fiat.
Yeah, it was a tiny ass car.
We did a lot in that Fiat. We did a lot in my Grand Marquis.
We did a lot in the
Um,
Kia that we had. Shit. The
yeah.
fucking white Kia was awesome.
The white Kia was awesome.
Yeah, we had a white Kia. It was turbo. It's fucking awesome. It's
Yeah,
fast
because
as
we
fuck.
took it up to St. Louis like I
What
don't
do
know
you-
how many times.
What do you have now?
It's a Optima, but not the LX.
It's not out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I saw was I thought your old Volkswagen.
No, we got rid of that.
What happened to your? What is the other thing? The Lexus thing.
Got rid of it. Had to get rid of it,
So
man.
now you just have one car.
Yep.
Make that wife walk to work. Get to
What?
walking.
Fuck no, bro. My
Get
wife
to
ain't
walking,
walking, no.
Fabio.
My wife says jump. I say how high, bro. I live with all women, bro.
Yeah, but you can't jump very high. So what is that even supposed to mean?
Ah, you would think, good sir. You would think.
All right, jump.
Right now,
There's so
in the
much-
studio.
there's so much room for
No,
activities.
no. You know how much this costs? We can't be jumping around the studio.
The fucking computer will get fucked up. Then I'll
we can't
really
afford.
fucking.
Yeah, we can't afford that.
Yeah.
Those tiles alone are like 50 some, 60 bucks.
No.
Yeah.
I tried to
All of
buy
them
it.
together would work.
Oh, altogether, yeah, it was about everything's padded. All this is padded.
Everything, even the stuff.
And
you
then
can't
there's
see.
sound and then behind that is a soundproof curtain and then a soundproof curtain.
Oh, nice.
And then we got to repat that though. And then we got to add pads over here. And then probably in the future, once we get sponsors helping out, we'll expand this about 5 feet to the back.
Mhm.
That'll be the next thing to do. I mean, we've had really good guests, man.
Yeah.
Like it's been
some really bad guests, man. I was kind of
No, there's been some guests that I'm like, I don't think we've had bad guests. I think we've had guests that I'm like, man, it's like pulling teeth. You know what I'm saying? Like we've had examples of that. But then we've also had guests that it's like, oh shit, like we're doing historians this year is what we're doing.
Do I qualify? Heck yeah.
Well, what do you mean?
I don't know. I used to do historians, and here I am.
Do you have a degree in history?
He does
That's a
not.
fuck no.
Did that? No,
I
I
do
do
have
have
a
a nose
degree for
ring.
no
He doesn't
reason.
have a degree.
Yeah, no, you get the nose ring. It really goes out the window.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Have you seen professors nowadays, bro?
I've not seen a professor with a nose ring. No, I have not.
Bro,
I haven't got that bull thing, whatever that is. That's a whole nother level. You ever had a conversation with somebody with one of those? You're just
kind of hot.
I don't know
think it's
about
kinda
that.
hot, bro.
It's not really hot.
You into
I
bulls?
keep wanting
Yeah.
to pull it.
You keep wanting to. That's just weird. That's just weird.
You
guys
bull-
aren't into
you
the
got a
hot
bull ring,
topic
you
golf
got a
type of
bull
girls.
ring.
I
It's
get
like,
it.
what the hell?
I look like a hot topic girl. What are you talking about?
Motherfucker, you look like someone that goes to Hot Topic, but then immediately goes to Home Depot and gets 10 Mexicans.
I am a weird mix depending on
Like
the day.
that is, yeah, it's like me. I'm just all the incorrect brown, good sir. Like it's
We
all the wrong
travel-
browns.
We travel in pajamas. So like it's like we walked in and bought $60 worth of cigars just in pajamas. Levi has red ones, I have blue ones.
Have I ever told you about what happened to me when I went to the store Davidoff in New York?
I don't think so.
This was like when Sean retired and we did a homies trip. We went everywhere, fucking
Homie.
everywhere.
Homies.
And then yeah,
Homie.
sure. And we ended up in New York and I got to train with the Meow brothers up there, did a few private lessons. And then the Davidoff store was like 2 blocks from there.
Mhm.
Yeah. This is the Meow brothers here. Let me show you what they look
Are they
like.
cats?
No, they're not
Are they-
cats.
They're pretty.
Let me show you who the Meows are.
They're proficient in hairball yo.
This little kid is a
This is
Meow.
really gay.
Watch his
Hey
foot.
guys,
Watch his foot. Watch his foot.
is it gonna break?
It's broken already. It's out. But watch this. Look, it's out. You see it?
Oh, is it like this?
Yeah, look at it.
Okay.
Oh wait, watch this. Watch this shit. He still got out.
He's like, oh no.
That's his knee. That's his knee. His knee should be blown out right now. And he's still going. He's not tapping to that. And look at his face. He's like, that's draw me out.
Oh, who's that?
Gary Tonin when he was a brown belt. Watch this. That's a heel hook. Watch his knee. Your knee is
I
not
don't.
supposed to be like that.
Yeah, no.
So that's a
it
meow,
just makes me
brothers.
want to go. Oh, meow. Meow. It hurts.
It's not as
So-
bad. It's not that bad as that one you showed
So
me.
I got to train with them and they were really nice and took
You
some
smell
private
his crotch
lessons.
too.
Jesus.
He did.
So then
You should.
Sean is like, hey, I'm at the Davidoff shop. And I'm in like, I took a shower and I had like a shirt and shorts. And I go in there and I was like, this was like many, many years ago. I was like, hey man, I want to get like about $600 worth of cigars.
Oh my
and the guy looks at me and I said, and I know they had a lounge or whatever. And I was like, hey, I'd like to go downstairs. And the guy goes, you can like go over here, sir. And I was like, here's my card. Give me that cigar, run the card. And it was like $100 Royale, which are fucking phenomenal. This is how long ago this was. And the guy like doesn't say anything. Sean walks up and he goes, no, he's cool. And then when I bought all the cigars in my card pass, they were like super nice after that. And I was like, oh, okay. Like I see what it was. It was just the way that I was dressed.
Sandler.
Who is it? Well, the
I
what?
said you pulled an Adam Sandler.
I just didn't think
basically.
of it. What do you mean
Yeah.
pulling Adam Sandler?
Have you seen what Adam Sandler dresses like in public? It's like
No.
he famously wears basketball shorts and t-shirts everywhere.
What? Is that
Yeah, that's what he wears. Have you ever seen him on an interview? He looks like a homeless person. I love him. Yeah.
holy
see?
shit? Yeah.
Yeah, he's famous for that.
He's famous for dressing shitty.
He's just like a dude. He just is a dude, so he dresses like he's a dude.
Let me show you what one of the jiu-jitsu black belts that I know wears all the time.
What's that? Off-brand Dana White.
That's pretty good. He wears a rash guard to everything. He just wears a rash guard.
He's got hair in that one.
I don't know if that's him.
What's
I
a
don't
rash
know.
guard? Like baby powder?
No, it's basically it's like a spat, but for your upper
Are you saying other weird words I don't know?
a spat. You don't know what spats are?
That's is what you do when you're like, I spat on you.
That's
Jesus,
what
You
that
hit
was.
him when they spat on you.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
what you do.
You
Spat on
fucking.
your direction.
I forget that you motherfuckers have different sometimes.
BJJ or whatever.
You don't want other grown men to choke you? How dare you?
I didn't say that, but I didn't say you did.
Hey, you're talking to the,
You
the
should,
mayor
it's
of
good.
Tent City, right?
The mayor. Oh yeah, I forgot about
Our
that.
joke didn't laugh.
Did I tell you that we had issues with some homeless people here too?
That's this whole city.
No. We had them up here.
They're
dude.
just in the neighborhood.
Yeah, we
They
had
were on the
listen-
podcast.
No, they declined.
Okay, either come in and do the podcast or leave. And they're like,
Leave the
I need the
neighborhood.
content. Okay, what's your story? I'm an actual physicist. I got a doctorate's degree. What? Like what?
yeah, it's just
What happened?
Just
Stick to
Ricky
it, yeah.
Burns.
Bath salts.
It's bath salts.
Stick to the
It's
bath
bath
salts.
salts, bro. The fucking meth, bro. I just don't
dangerous
see that
stuff.
much. I think the craziest thing that
Oh,
happened.
I see a lot.
Really? Were you?
Well, yeah, you're
I
married.
work on the north side. I'm
Oh,
married. What
Jesus,
does that have to do with
okay.
homeless?
No, you're the mayor.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
You're
I
the
don't
mayor
know
of
how you
the homeless
haven't
people.
turned that
Yeah,
into
the
merch.
mayor.
That's so fucking.
Because that joke just never, I don't know. Maybe I should revisit, but it never hit. So I just imagined that.
Shit, dude, it's fucking funny as shit.
It
It's
is.
not.
yeah.
You know, the thing is, it depends on the city. Like here, people aren't going to laugh at that.
Yes. So
'Cause they're like, oh my god. Oh,
LA, they wouldn't laugh at it.
I have
LA,
a
they wouldn't
whole,
laugh at
a
that,
whole
no.
bit about living in the hood and then living in the good part of town. Because I really just made that move recently.
Mhm.
And like in Fargo, North Dakota, they just like don't have a hood. Like I asked, I was like, do you guys have a hood? And they go like, not really. And then I asked on stage, I was like, who grew up in the hood? And nobody. Nobody. This whole room full. And they're like, nah, we just, and then I asked
You
somebody.
should have went. Who grew up in the trailer park?
Yeah.
What did trailer park?
It didn't matter. They still got the joke, right? Because I have a bit
Okay.
about how I walk out of my front door and I see a kid's bike. and
Yeah.
It's freaking got a kid on it. Because if you ever walked around downtown Springfield, it's not kids on the kid's bike. It's just literally shirtless dude just riding around on these children's bicycles. On
Well,
Yeah.
they also just got out of the hospital.
yeah.
You ever seen those?
with the gown on? Saw that on a scooter, and they're like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "My knee hurts."
With a bag, they have a bag on
Oh
too.
my
That's how you know
gosh.
they have the bag either wrapped around their wrist or they have it like slung around
I've
their.
tried
Says-
to work. Like I've
Just
got
mercy
love,
on the bag.
I've
It
got
does.
love,
It does.
I
I don't know
got
if it
love
does. I
for
don't know
him.
if it
I did. I got love for him, but it is hard. Like I work in drug recovery, so I love to see people do better. But it is my biggest pet peeve is just stealing. I just hate getting stuff stolen or broken. That's what I'm like. Like I don't mind fixing up drug addiction and mental health and all that stuff. I'm very pro that. But golly, dude, when I come in and there's just a brick through my car window, I'm like,
Does that happen to you?
not my personal, but a lot of my work vehicles. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, we had a couple drilled holes in the gas tank to siphon the gas, which is wild. I didn't even know people did that. We had a couple where they would run hoses down and siphon it the old school way.
Yeah.
We had multiple catalytic converters stolen, and then some people would just throw rocks through our windows. There's nothing to steal in them, right? We leave them empty.
They're like,
It's just-
you don't have good enough shit.
Yeah, I don't know. And luckily, I don't have to deal with it. It's just frustrating because like one day I drove and I was like, my tank's empty. I was like, they siphoned it. So I drove to the closest gas station. And I'm like, anybody hear water running? And I look under that and it's just pouring out of this hole in the hole. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't even know that people did that. I didn't know to think. I didn't think. I don't know, they ran a hose or something down there.
Well, normally I thought they took the hose and got the gas that way.
Well, everybody I asked, I was like, one spark, and it's like a problem. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, it is actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
I heard it's flammable,
But I think a lot of the tanks might be like plastic or something, so it's not going to spark necessarily.
if the fire can follow. I mean, I don't know.
If you see a homeless guy with 25 gallons of gas, like what's he doing with that? How is he leaving with that? I think 90% of it's in the ground. He's like, I got one tank full. I committed a felony, but I got like 5 gallons of gas.
Probably for cooking meth.
Oh, probably. I don't
Probably.
know. Yeah, I don't know. Well, that was back when
I don't know
gas
if
was
you
really
need-
expensive.
I don't know if you need gas cooking.
When gas was really expensive, bro. Gas is still fucking expensive.
Yeah, but that was when it was like 4 something a gallon or whatever.
Still.
It's like 2.79 here. We have
Bring-
pretty cheap gas.
Bring back that 125, bro. I remember
Yeah.
when G King came here and he saw like gas was
Yeah.
like 2 something, and he's
Mhm.
like, bro, this is wild. What the fuck?
We were talking about that. There's a lot of
Yeah.
shows because we're like, there's still a lot of people like whatever with COVID. I did so many shows. I'm like, oh, dude, no photos. I was like, don't anybody take, but we have so many people in here.
What?
Like I did a lot of shows with a lot of people during COVID, and it was all legal.
Mhm.
It was just more of a public perspective necessarily. You know, like that's his Shane Smith show he did.
Oh, I remember that.
Levi, I wasn't there because I had COVID. But Levi was there. He took my spot. And he said we put out 75 chairs for 75 tickets and we ran out of chairs.
Yeah.
Levi said people were bringing their own coolers in and sitting on them. I was like, who was running that? He goes, I don't know, bro. I don't know what happened. But I don't know. Shane Smith came back to the club after that. So I never did get to meet him.
He's
Yeah.
pretty cool. He's
is
a
pretty
very quiet guy though. We kind of just left him to his own. But yeah, he's an interesting dude.
Yeah,
He seemed to be a little separated from the comedy world. Like he's very
Well,
he
he-
did very well, but
he
he
has
also
his own life.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. He's like a big nerd. Yeah, that ran out. He's like a big nerd. He's into like D&D and all that other stuff. But
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
from what I saw, he was pretty cool, man. Josh
Oh.
Blue is normally my favorite dude to talk to and hang out with.
Oh yeah.
That and Ian. Every time Ian's in
Yeah,
town, he
Ian.
calls me. Last time he called me, we went on a little adventure though.
yeah,
That's cool.
Did I tell you about that?
It's been a while since he's been here.
yeah. It's been a while.
Have I told you about that? What happened last time? It was with James
rings a bell.
Camacho. It was with James Camacho and Eric Paulson. Eric Paulson has a joke about
He's
this.
back.
Yeah,
Eric Carlson's back.
Is he back?
Yeah.
He we went to find him fucking vegan food. So Ian texts me at I think like 9 after the show or 10 or something. He's
Dude,
like,
we were on our way back.
he's like, yo,
from-
I'm hungry. You were there. You were
No.
back over here. It was James Camacho.
I know, but
and
did
Eric
you?
Paulson.
Did we come?
Yeah,
back
we
from
did come back
Osage?
from Osage, yeah.
Yeah.
So he texts me, he goes, I'm hungry, come pick me up. And I was like, okay. So I get there and like we're just going everywhere. He's just fucking roasting me. And we end up going to this Burger King at like midnight for like 2 hours. We were trying to find food. And we
Springfield Burger King is
yeah, so
bad.
we're sitting there and
Oh,
we're
the
sitting there for a
Impossible
while.
Burger is what he had. to
Yeah. So then we get the Impossible
what are
Burger.
we doing?
So exactly, it's Ian, dude. It's Ian. I don't know. He's vegan. He wants to maintain his virgin powers. So
I think that might take him away.
so what ends up happening is there's like a pursuit happening on
Yeah.
Campbell and Battlefield. And I see it and I'm like, that they're pursuing. I'm not going because I don't know where that car's gonna turn if something happens. And he was like, what are you doing? I said, that's a pursuit. Let's stay here. Sure as fuck, dude. The car like was running through the red light. This car is going. He hits the car. The car flips, and the dude gets out of the car and starts running. And the car that he hit spun. And when it spun, I see the girl going like this because at that point I took off.
Oh.
I see her going like this, and all I yell is like, she's having a seizure. And I fucking run. And when I get to her, she said, what are you doing here? I'm driving. And I was like, no. And then like, no, you're not. Like, you need to stay still. And then this dude came over, was like, I'm her boyfriend, whatever. I go, oh, we sure? She's like, yeah, that's my boyfriend. Oh, okay, cool. I was like, hey, you just got hit. So as I turned to walk, I pulled my hamstring. And fucking Ian grabs me. He goes, goddamn, here we go. Fucking the car, man.
Walk,
It's cool.
walk.
I was
I like
like,
that
you
idea.
got it.
Look at the
You
guy
gotta
doing-
walk.
You got
You
it. You got it, bro.
You're
Instead of doing the hit and run. It's like, "Ah."
And the cops didn't even stop. Well, they gotta go chase him.
Yeah.
So fucking leave that. And Ian's like, get him in the car. He's like, that was pretty cool, man. You know. and at this point, I forget Eric Paulson's in the car, by the way. It's James Camacho and Eric Paulson and Ian. So I go to
Eric
drop.
Paulson's great at chasing people.
So we go and I drop Ian off. And when I dropped Ian, he goes, "Hey, Rico, remember, man, after 40, you got to stretch and drink more water." And he just slams the fucking door. And James and Eric just start laughing. I'm like, dude, I'm 33. Like, he's like, I'm like, what the fuck? So I drop off James Camacho and then I'm heading home. And I look behind me and Eric Paulson's just in the back smiling. He's like, "This is the best night ever." And I'm like,
Best night of my life.
So he dropped him off. He goes, I'm gonna tell you need to tell everybody that I got shot. And I'm just not gonna appear for like 3 days. I'm like, no, don't do that. I don't think that's cool, bro.
No.
Like, yeah, the fucking shit that happens in Springfield,
Dude.
Missouri.
Yeah,
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
We have a weird.
The worst ones are when we go to Taco Bell.
Oh, he was in the fucking car with that. You remember that?
Yeah, like
The
the
$100
she's
bill.
like,
She called, yeah, she called them at Becky. That's why you're the manager.
we pay you the big.
That's why we pay you the big.
No, I was talking about the time we went. It was over by the
Shit.
in the dumpster.
We were coming back from a show, and he was like, "Hey, Bridget texted me. She goes, hey, get me Taco Bell." So we go to the Taco Bell, and there's like a fucking stupid line. It's like 11 o'clock at night or something, and there's this car parked over here, and we're like right here pulling. And Eric like taps me, and this chick is like, "I don't want to do that. It's like, I'll do it for my OnlyFans." And she goes with this dude behind the dumpster. The other dudes over here are with a camera, with a fucking camera.
Gosh.
And Eric and I are just standing there, and like a few minutes pass by, and she comes out and she goes, "You guys are dicks. I'm just doing that for my OnlyFans." And I was just like, what the fuck did I just witness? Like,
Yes, he said something like, "I'm not gonna put up with that." Yeah, like,
oh, dude.
and then she climbed in the car with the guys that
Yeah,
just,
with the same guys.
yeah.
You give a fuck. I was like, what the fuck,
I
bro?
was like, they obviously attend college there.
Yeah, I don't know. We have a weird town. We had a weird comedy scene. It's so small now, and it's I'm ready to like every day. I'm like, God, I want to move.
Where are you gonna go?
I don't know. I'm not built to move. I have some things going where I might have some like cool things I can do and not have to move. Hopefully coming up, but I don't know. I don't know where I would go. It's all expensive. But I also have a really cool setup here. But like, we got like 12 comics and 5 of them do time and the rest are brand new. It's just like, meh.
Just concentrate on what you're doing, man.
We have
Yeah.
2 mics. That's what's rough too. We have 2 mics. You have 2 chances to get up.
That's why I want a mic on Wednesdays, or 2 mics on Wednesdays.
Uh,
Because it would help. It would help promote, but you gotta put it has to be in a place where like business people are gonna come. That's where it has to be. It has to be a place where on Wednesdays business people would go. Or it has to be at a place like I thought about doing it where 1 Million Cups does and then promoting it right there. Like, hey, there's a show tonight right here, but I don't know.
how do you do a show there? Do they have to move the cups or something?
No, it's just at
a lot of cups in
Bambino's.
one
No, it's at
room.
Bambino's. You ever been to it?
How do they fit that many cups in Bambinos?
This motherfucker.
Well, they're stackable.
There's just one Bambino in the door.
Yeah.
I'd say 12. I actually don't know, man. It's just a lot. It seems small. Our
It
scene
is
here.
small, but that happens.
Well, a lot of our dudes are leaving, and
That's what happens, man.
but it's we got a lot of old people that are real bitter around here in comedy too.
A lot
I
of
fight
people.
People that have been around for a while that are just I don't know.
You shouldn't. I don't think Old Man Willie's that bad.
Man, Willie is not doing so hot. I don't know if you've seen him recently. He's having a much harder time speaking. He can't get on stage anymore. He does comedy from the side of the stage. It's not great. Poor guy.
It's what keeps him going, man.
Oh man, I'm not wishing that he disappeared or anything like that. I'm just saying it's not the same Old Man Willie as it was when I started.
Oh yeah, well,
No.
he's getting up there in age, man.
He's 90.
Yeah, he
He's
just had a
90,
90th
90, yeah.
birthday.
Yeah,
I
he's
didn't know
wild.
that.
He's well. We have yeah. I don't know. I have a lot of fun. There's some new guys that we've been inviting to shows. Basically, this like with our showcases, we just want people that are cool to hang out with and can handle their time and want to be a part of it. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of that's all it takes.
This is where it used to be.
An off-brand John Goodman.
Yes.
Now it's at the
Oh, yeah.
Bambino's.
It used to be in a huge theater, and now it's in Bambino's.
COVID. That's the room. Bambino's.
Yeah, I'll bring you a stage. I got a portable stage.
You can probably fit like 60 people in there.
Yeah.
Where's that at? You said Bambino's.
It's
The
Bambino's
South Side
on
one?
Battlefield. Battlefield.
Let's do it. I'll do it Wednesday, Mike.
Actually, it's over by that behind the gas station.
Yeah.
Tell you what, man. Here's the problem. Comics don't show up. We put out
What?
they show
Are
up.
comics unreliable?
Yeah.
Is that what
No,
you're saying?
they'll come out. Like, we have a lot of new breed of comics that come to the Blue Room or nothing. We put out a sign up sheet for an open mic, and we have the same 10 or less guys that come out. That's a problem. You know what I mean? You should want stage. You can hate me all you want. You can hate Levi all you want. Come get to stage time. You know what I mean? We'll give you 5 minutes on stage. If you're murdering it, you can have some more.
I think it'll eventually change as things grow, because it's just the way that it is. But the thing is there has to be more stage time opportunity.
People aren't taking the ones that are open to them.
Then that means we do more time.
Oh, I did. I've done. We've had a lot of fun at the open mics, and like we have all the usual suspects. You know what I mean? We have some of the great guys like Harrison's comes and Carter comes, and when Corbin's not, he comes.
Carter's
and
really
Rico
fucking
comes.
funny.
When Carter's on, he is chaos energy that nobody else.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody falls in
he's-
love with Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His personality is very, very warm.
Harrison's had really good sets in there. Like I said, Wingo, Corbin, all the usual
you know what that
suspects.
motherfucker
That's what's
did?
weird.
You know what that motherfucker did when he came to the podcast?
Which one?
Harrison.
Oh, the inward thing.
No, that was Corbin.
Oh,
Corbin said
okay.
the N word, and I
yeah.
was like, "You motherfucker!" Harrison went, "Shit, cocksuck, cunt, motherfucker!" Like, like at the very beginning, and I was
As soon as he
like,
said, "Well, all right, we're live recording," and then he just goes off on a
"Shit, fucker,
tangent of all the
I
all
was
the curse
like,
words you can
"This
think of.
motherfucker." I love those guys, man.
Yeah,
They're
dude,
good.
we have a lot of fun. EP's back. He's doing fun. Who
good.
did I leave out? Paulie Ray's coming. He comes by. So like a lot of the guys that you're like are actually going to be able to handle their time do show up. It's just a lot of these new guys don't. They just stick at the Blue Room, and
Probably-
we always like
probably
people.
do.
I've seen Harrison get on to people like, "Why are you not doing the time?" And there's never an answer. So
Yeah, 'cause
Eventually,
you don't get any better unless you get the stage.
it's just like working out, man. How are you going to be funny if you work out once a month? You know what I mean? And I've met headliners like that. I've met headliners that won't do open mics. They go, I'll test it out on the road.
There's people who do that.
Oh, you better be really good.
Yeah, you got to be
No,
really, really good.
Who does that you know that's famous?
A few people.
That they don't.
That they
not
they
open
can
mics.
build. They can no. I know
But, like,
a
they
few
do-
people who can make sets from just premises that they have and write things out. They'll write something,
But they don't
out.
test it at all before they go
No,
get
they
paid to
don't
do
test
it.
at all.
There's-
There's probably two people. Two
Yeah, there's
people
very
that I know
few.
that I've
There's
seen
not.
them do it. That I'm like,
It's not.
Okay,
common.
I'm not-
It's not
fuck.
common.
But that's like super rare. Like you're saying, you should have.
Everybody I know, like Joe Rogan, does Tuesday night shows in Austin where he works on new material. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? He's the
Yeah.
biggest guy doing it right
But
now.
he
He's-
writes so fucking much.
and then he works on that material before he
Yeah.
takes it to an arena.
Chappelle
Yeah.
does the same thing. He works on it before.
Yeah, but
he actually-
Chappelle just stops somewhere and he'll do 2 hours.
Exactly.
And then he'll have it recorded and probably look at it.
Yeah, he's not
Yeah.
doing open mics, so I mean that's not
Dave
necessary.
Chappelle.
No, I'm just saying
Yeah.
he's getting stage time
Right.
before he actually does the.
Right.
I saw that you
He's
had
doing
what's
the
his
work.
face last week. The young,
C.R. Parsons?
yeah,
He's not young.
How old is he?
He's got to be in his 40s or 50s. He's
Interesting.
not old. I didn't know if we were talking about the same person.
The blonde kid that was at the Blue Room.
Oh, that's Cam Bertrand.
Okay.
That's Cam Bertrand. Two different
Yeah.
people. Same weekend. Cam Bertrand is amazing. He's from Tampa. He was on like America's Got Talent. And Dry Bar, he said, was the biggest pop he's got. Dry Bar
Nice.
did the biggest thing for his career so far. He's great, man. So I met him on the road in Virginia at an old Comedy Zone that's not there anymore. And I hit him up. I said, "You're in town. I would love to come guest spot." He goes, "Yeah, bro, come on." And then he came and did our open mic. And he brought Matt Barnes, who was his feature.
Nice.
And,
Oh, nice.
Which Matt Barnes is, originally from Springfield. He lives in St. Louis, I think now. But Cam's great. Yeah, he's a lot of fun. We hung out for a long time. We hung out till like 2 a.m. one night.
That's
So
pretty
if
cool.
you ever get a chance, he's a lot of fun. Yeah,
Oh,
he's a good
I'll
guy.
have to message
He's
him.
like a really into stand up. Like he considers himself like a stand up purist and stuff. So it's fun to talk to him.
A purist. Huh?
He's hung out with some of the greats, man. He's worked with Bert and because Bert's also from Tampa. And then I'm
Mhm.
trying to think. He met Nick Cannon because he worked for Wild and Out.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was
yeah.
on those not rap videos, like the battles that they were.
I don't think Cam was on it. He wrote for it though.
Really.
Yeah.
Could have sworn.
And this is what was crazy. I was talking to Cam, and I was like, "So, America's Got Talent was kind of a wild story for him
Why?
because he was on it, and then he just wasn't on it." And you can ask him. I don't know if that's like a public story. I don't want to. I'm not gonna.
No.
But like,
don't put his
but he
info
did. He was on. He was on in front of Howie. It was really cool. And then he I said, well, how did you get like? How was meeting Terry Crews? Or I was like, or was it Nick Cannon who was hosting at that time? He goes, oh, I met Terry Crews. I'm like, that's awesome. He goes, he is awesome. I said, he goes, but I also met Nick Cannon because I wrote for Wild 'N Out. So it just kept getting cool. He's like, Wild 'N Out, America's Got Talent. I said, well, how did you get on Wild 'N Out? And he goes, well, they saw me do a set of the Comedy Store. I'm like, I hate you. I hate this story. Just keeps getting like you're just listing things I've never get to do.
Just gotta make him.
He's great, man. We had, like I said, we had a lot of fun. He was he came to our open mic. I opened for him, and then he was still there. His flight got delayed, so he was still there at the Sunday mic. He didn't do it. He had to fly out before, like right as it was starting, but he was just hanging out beforehand.
Nice.
Oh,
And,
yeah,
pretty
that's
cool.
nice.
That's
But
pretty
CR
cool.
Parsons, speaking of him, love him. CR is one of my favorite comics right now in the scenes, and he's from Tulsa. Cigar lover, cigar aficionado. Amazing. We hung out for like 2 hours smoking cigars. It's like 1 a.m. after the show. He was here. He's so much
Nice.
fun. He's a professional musician. He's a bass guitarist in a band like full time. He's a lawyer. He's a
Smart.
stand-up comic,
That's
and
smart.
he is an actor. He's been in Tulsa King and Reservation Dogs.
That's pretty cool.
Tulsa Kings.
He was in
that
Tulsa
one?
King. He's in the back. So have you watched it?
I've seen
haven't.
I've seen the first episode. That
I've
was
seen the
He's in
clips, the
episode 5.
shorts.
okay.
He could. Here's what's cool. Okay, so he's a biker in Tulsa King. If you've ever watched Tulsa King, there's a biker gang that's competing with Sylvester Stallone's people. Sylvester Stallone is mafia.
Hmm.
CR is one of the bikers, and he's in one scene where they kidnap. You've seen Spider-Man: Homecoming? The guy from Freaks and Geeks. That's the teacher that takes him to Washington D.C.
Yeah, I know you're talking.
I know who you're talking about, but
So anyway,
I see
that
the face, but yeah.
That guy's one of the main characters of Tulsa King. They kidnap him. The guy standing behind him is CR Parsons. And then at the end of the show, well, spoiler alert, there's a huge brawl between the bikers and the mafia. Well, CR's not in that scene. And I'm like, CR, why are you not in the big battle scene? He goes, I think I had to miss filming for a couple of days. I think I filmed it. I said, so you can come back. It's like everybody else, like, spoiler alert, dies in that scene. CR wasn't there that day, which
No, he
means
can
CR
come
can
back.
come back in Tulsa King. And if anybody knows Tulsa King, bring CR back.
Jesus.
Yes.
Well, dude, I appreciate you coming, brother.
Yes.
Where
I
can
have an hour and a half to
people?
talk, all right?
we,
been on it.
we've been on for an hour and a
Oh.
half.
You
Dude,
just won't shut up. That's a problem.
no, dude, that's not.
We'll go another hour.
Dude, I appreciate you coming, man. Can you give everybody the details of where they can find you on your next
Yeah.
show and where they can find you?
Yes.
Okay, we're at quick 2 things. One, the Layton Flatt comedy everywhere. I'm nobody, but I'm going everywhere. Me and Levi
That's a good
co-headline.
slogan. I like it.
That's good. That's actually really fucking good. What is it
It's
again?
good.
I'm nobody, but I'm going everywhere.
That's
Yeah.
fucking good.
Well, I get to do. I don't consider myself a headliner, but me and Levi co-headline our tour. It's the road trip comedy tour. And what it is we split the headlining spot. We'll flip flop. I'll go first. He'll go first. And then we that's how we meet locals. We meet 1 or 2 locals. We throw them on the show to do time. It's been freaking awesome. We've met JJ Wood from Oklahoma City, Zach Amon from Tulsa, Brooke Parcell from Omaha, Dusty Carter from Louisville. These are just some of the people we've got to hang out with that come and do the road trip comedy tour with us.
Pretty cool.
Nice.
We worked with some great guys, Blaze and Fargo, and some other great people. And then yeah, it's a road trip comedy tour. You just have to follow us. OG Levi Light, or I think he just changed it to Levi Light Comedy, Layton Flatt Comedy. Those are our tour dates. We just filmed our sets at the Corner Pocket last week, 2 weeks ago.
No, that's
That we're using to book more. And then yeah, we have a lot coming up. We're in Nixa this. I don't know when this is gonna air.
next week.
Okay, so I already have done Nixa. We're doing Nixa, and then we're doing Shreveport, Louisiana, and then we're doing Effingham, Illinois, and Noblesville, Indiana at the Brick Room Comedy.
What dates?
March 31st is Effingham, Illinois. April 1st is Noblesville, Indiana. We're booked through like June, so you just keep
Nice.
following us. We're gonna keep going on this
And then
tour.
Thursdays
Thursdays at Corner Pocket. That's my room. I booked that. Levi runs this. It runs it with me, but I do all the booking for it. So if you want to come do, that, I can hit me up. And then I gotta plug this thing. That's why we did this.
Yeah.
I forgot to bring it in. You see my shirt, Duck Commander.
Yeah.
Have
the
you
Duck
seen my
Dynasty.
thing on my social media yet?
No.
So I love Duck Dynasty from my childhood. And Uncle Si from the show, did you ever watch it?
Yeah.
Uncle Si was a crazy uncle. He has a podcast that I'm obsessed with. It's like the most wholesome, like gospel podcast ever.
Like religious and stuff like
And
that.
they're all Christians. It's just a comedy. They're all
Mm.
funny, but it's just a really wholesome podcast. And I had started this thing about a year ago where I was trying to get on it.
Mhm.
And I made a video on the road when I did a show in Columbus, Ohio on my birthday, where I had the whole crowd chant to let me on his podcast. Well, that
Where's
didn't
that
go
at?
anywhere. It's on my YouTube, I think. It's on I posted it everywhere. Yeah, I wonder if you can find it. Go to Layton Flatt Comedy. I've done a lot. The story has continued for a year of me just harassing these people. You gotta put 2 T's. Which is wild. I can't believe it didn't come up that way. That hurt my feelings a little bit. There I am.
It's a video game, bro.
And if it's shorts. So there's one video I talk about it. You can see me kind of the whole story of it. Actually, yeah, just play that real quick. It's only like 30 seconds. Listen.
It is a great day to be smoking a cigar. But it would be better if I was able to smoke this bad boy right here. But as you remember, I made a promise that I wouldn't smoke it until I got on the Duck Call Room podcast. And we're closing on a year since I said this, but now, who knows? I could be on a daggum restraining order from Duck Commander at this point. I don't even know. But you can see that I got this little thing right here. But then the boys on the podcast said this.
The ones that send me the Instagram messages say,
Yeah.
I can't believe he hadn't read my email.
Oh, I have. Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny. I do read it.
Yeah.
Just probably wasn't interesting. All right, anyway.
I'm not mad, okay? I'm just disappointed! Nah, I'm just kidding. All right, anyway, I'll see you soon, all right?
6 likes makes me feel really good. But the point is, I bought a Duck Commander cigar. It's their official cigar, and I said I won't smoke it till I get on the podcast.
That'd be pretty cool.
And I've gotten like the guy that runs Size Manager, who's on that podcast, has commented on multiple of my things. He'll like my post about it. He sent me a thing. That's what's in that video where he said, just send us an email. I sent him an email and then I never answered. So now it's just gonna get worse. I'm gonna like it. And I actually went to Duck Commander, which is in West Monroe, Louisiana. I actually went to where they filmed the podcast. You can just tour it.
Oh, nice.
And so that was really cool. So someday, that's my push right now. I'm really want to fulfill a childhood dream of being on that podcast. And the only reason I'm doing it is it's not stand-up related. If these were stand-up comics, I'd be like, this is too much. I'm hurting my own career.
Yeah.
But these are not stand-up guys. These are just guys. So yeah, that's my other thing I'm trying to do right now.
It'd
So-
be pretty cool to get you on. We've had crazy shit happen on
Yeah.
the show before.
It's a cool podcast. They are very responsive to fans. I know they know me. I know they either love me or hate me, or they're indifferent. I guess that's the 3 options. But like, yeah, I wear Duck Commander stuff on the road all the time. I bought this shirt in West Monroe, and then I have like I look like a member of the show. That's one of my it's one of my bits. It's like 'cause when I have my bandana and my long hair and beard, I was like, everybody says I look like Duck Dynasty.
That's funny.
But
Hopefully they'll get you, man.
that's the
Yeah.
goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tour, come out, support live comedy. We're I gotta-
The corner pocket is every Thursday. Right?
Corner Pocket every Thursday, and we have monthly showcases. So that's maybe it's a headliner, maybe it'll be like 4 or 5 locals.
Maybe it'll be the Duck Dynasty guys.
Yeah. Ultimately, man, we want to have fun. I've tried really hard to be like, all right, I'm gonna be the nice guy. I'm gonna try not to be so freaking skeptical of things. So if you don't like me, just come talk to me. We could be friends. Okay. I just love comedy. I love people. I'm like the one Christian comic in the area. There's not a lot of us out there. And a lot of them are doing much better than I am. They get a lot bigger corporate gigs. So yeah.
Appreciate you coming, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The cigar went out. What good timing.